Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. May I take your order? Today we start topic 4, which surrounds equations and inequalities, writing them, solving them, understanding them. And so today we're just going to talk about understanding equations and what it means to have a solution to an equation. All right, so we're going to be able to understand if a single value for a variable would make an equation true. So here's some vocabulary that we're going to be using throughout this topic. So an equation is a mathematical sentence that includes an equal sign. For example, x plus 3 equals 8. Right? The fact that it has that equal sign in there makes it an equation. Versus an expression, which would just be x plus 3. So equations are what we're going to be focusing on in this topic. A solution is a value for a variable that makes an equation true. So, if we take this example here where we have x plus 3 equals 8, right? The solution would be the value for x that would make that true, right? What plus 3 would give you 8? Okay? In this particular section, you're going to get a set of possible solutions. So you're going to have several things. So, for example, you might have here, if x equaled 2, if x equaled 5, if x equaled 10, right? Possible solutions to that equation. And the answer might be there and the answer might not be there. So we're going to look at 2 quick examples. A lot of times you will see pictures that represent these examples. The way that this is drawn to set up, right, is that this $4.50, and this x, right, if you were to combine them, then it would equal this whole total right here of $15. Right? So you went to the store, you bought one thing for $4.50, you bought another thing, you're not sure how much that item was, but your total was $15. And so how much did that other item cost? And in general, the whole idea here is that you are substituting the value for x. So over here, all right, we're going to try, well, what happens if x was $9.50? What would that equal? Right, and so some mental math strategies here tell me that 50 cents and 50 cents make $1, plus $9 is $10, plus $4 is $14, and that's not right. And then we plug in the next value. Right? This is us checking to see if this answer is true. So 50 cents and 50 cents makes $1, plus $10 is $11, plus $4 is $15. So this one is true. Right? And then $4.50 plus $16.50. Right? I'm going to add it just to show you what I mean, but hopefully you see that this one is definitely wrong. But 50 cents and 50 cents is $1, plus 16 is 17, plus 4 is $21, and that one is also wrong, which means that this is our solution. Again, if that didn't make sense to you, I want you to stop the video and come and see me now. Okay? So here's another example, right? You'll notice here that I have all of these x's, 5 of them, and when I multiply them together, I get the total. Okay, so that's what that picture is saying, right? This is saying x times x. Excuse me. It's not saying x times x times x. It is saying x. Some technical difficulties this morning. It's saying x plus plus x plus x plus x, right? Or, right, it's saying 5x's put together equals this total right there. So again, if we plug this in, right, if x is 234, right, what is that going to equal? If x is 242, or if x is 240, right, what are each of these going to equal? Pause the screen and see if you can't figure out which is the solution. You'll notice my margin math at the top of the screen, but there is no solution given here, because each of the things that they provided, right, 234 gave me a value of 1,170. 242 gave me a value of 1,210. And 240 gave me a value of 1,200. None of those work. So again, it is okay if there is no solution. We just need to say that. All right. Why don't you pause the screen and try these? There are two equations here, and then there are a set of values provided. For problem 1, I wrote in blue. You'll notice I just set up each of the possible solutions, right? I just substituted those values in where I saw a g, and then I solved. There was one when g was 5.3 that made this equation true. Right? And then here in red, I wrote out that 14n equals 35 equation, and I substituted in each of the values. Right? When n was 2, I got 28. When n was 3, I got 42. When n was 3.5, I got 49. When n was 4, I got 56. One thing I do want to point out, especially with the multiplication, right? When I substitute in, right, let's say n is 2, it's not 142. It is not 142, right? When the variable and the number are smashed together, that's multiplication. You could write it in that way. You could write it with an asterisk. You could write it with parentheses. You could even write it with an x if you had to. I would caution you against using x for multiplication. Again, if you have questions, please, please, please come and see me. Otherwise, log on completing the practice buddy for 4.1, and have a great day.